For March 6, 2023 will now come to order. In compliance with the Open Meeting Act, Nebraska Revised Statute 84-1407, a current copy of this act is posted in the meeting room. This evening, I'd ask for concurrence to change the order of the agenda to appoint our new council member. Do I have concurrence? It's not a motion. I just need everybody to kind of shake their heads.
Yes.
All right. With that, we will move to appoint our new council member this evening.
Item 2A, appointment of Hope Freshour as the 4th Ward Council Member to fill the unexpired term of John Lohr.
Council members, with your permission, I would like to submit the Hope Freshour to you for appointment at our meeting this evening. Hope received her bachelor's degree from the University of South Dakota in Vermillion, majoring in English and mass communication with emphasis in public relations and advertising. She earned her master's degree in education from National University in San Diego, California. She has done coursework in childhood development and received site supervisor certification and has completed training with the Christian Coaching Institute. Ms. Freshour is currently employed as the executive director of the Columbus Area United Way. In this capacity, she oversees financial affairs, including monitoring of the operating budget and oversight of financial control policies, and supervises all office operations. Her leadership has helped to position United Way as a leader and a partner in community improvement ventures to advance the common good in the Columbus area. Prior to her employment with United Way, Hope served as Education and Communications Coordinator for Peace Lutheran Church and Program Coordinator for Teammates in Columbus. Hope is a very active member of our community, currently serving on the Women's Worship Together Steering Committee and the Board of Marigold Lanes Transitional Housing, as well as volunteering for Teammates, the Platte County Food Pantry, and the Mobile Food Pantry Distribution. She is a Peace Lutheran Mission Trip leader and a small group leader, and she has served as an AYSO volunteer coach and board member, a Center for Survivors board member, and a Columbus Soccer Club coach, among other volunteer opportunities. Council members, we need a motion to ratify this appointment, please.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to ratify this appointment. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. We will now do the oath of office to our new council member.
Okay, please stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Hope Freshour,
I, Hope Freshour,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska
and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and that I take this obligation freely
and that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or for the purpose of evasion,
or for the purpose of evasion,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
perform the duties of a council member according to law
perform the duties of the councilman according to law
and to the best of my ability.
and to the best of my ability.
And I do further swear
And I do further swear
that I do not advocate,
that I do not advocate,
nor am I a member of any political party
nor am I a member of any political party
or organization that advocates
or organization that advocates
the overthrow of the government
the overthrow of the government
of the United States or of this state
of the United States or this state
by force or violence,
by force or violence,
and that during such time as I am in this position,
and that during such time as I am in this position,
I will not advocate
I will not advocate
nor become a member of any political party
nor become a member of any political party
or organization that advocates
or organization that advocates
the overthrow of the government
the overthrow of the government
of the United States or of this state
of the United States or of this state
by force or violence,
by force or violence,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I'd like to be the first to welcome our new council member.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'd also like to take just a moment, because he happens to be with us, to say thank you to our past council member.
Is in good hands.
Thank you, John. We totally appreciate all your time and your service. Appreciate it. We now go to the roll call.
Bulkley,
Here.
Augustine Schulte. Here. Barr,
Here.
Hemer,
Here.
Jablonski,
Here.
Freshour,
Here.
Lopez,
Here.
Roth,
Here.
Schilling,
Here.
Mayor Bulkley. The roll has been called.
Thank you, Council President.
Father, thank you for the opportunity to serve our fellow citizens. Please give us your wisdom and guidance to make the proper decisions entrusted to this governmental body. May our conduct show respect, honor, and courtesy to each other, as well as to all our citizens. Amen. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's council meeting. If at any time during tonight's meeting anyone in our audience would like to address an item on our agenda, we'd ask that you please come forward, give your name, address, and we'd ask that you keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. With that, we'll move on to the consent agenda.
Item 7A, minutes of the February 21st, 2023 Community Development Agency meeting. Item 7B, minutes of the February 21st, 2023 City Council meeting. Item 7C, appointment of Hope Freshour to the Public Finance, Judiciary, and Personnel Committee. Item 7D, appointment of Hope Freshour to the Community Development Agency. Item 7E, quote from Z&M Enterprises LLC in the amount of $20,200 for ultraviolet bulb kits for the wastewater treatment facility. Item 7F, quote from USA Blue Book in the amount of $6,602 for flow meter for the water utility department. Item 7G, resolution number R23-39, approving the agreement with the American Legion Heart Post 84 for the use of Pawnee Park baseball facilities. Item 7H, resolution number R23-40, approving the agreement with Columbus Youth Softball Association for use of Bradshaw Park softball facilities. Item 7I, resolution number R23-41, approving the agreement with the Columbus Youth Baseball League for use of Centennial Park baseball facilities. Item 7J, resolution number R23-42, approving the agreement with Columbus Mariner Baseball League for use of Bernese Square baseball facilities. Item 7K, resolution number R23-43, authorizing payment of various improvement projects. And item 7L, payroll and bills on file. Mr. Mayor and Councilor, is there anything you would like removed from consent status?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the items on the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay.
Yours come up? Yours didn't come up.
Well, you know those new members, it's always tough with them. I mean,
John had the same problems.
We thought it was John.
motion passes. All right, we'll move on. We have a special presentation this evening. We have in our audience some of our athletic trainers here in Columbus. If they'd like to come forward to the podium, I would be glad to read the proclamation. Now, come on, you came all this way. All right. National Athletic Training Month. Whereas National Athletic Training Month is in March, and the official theme of 2023 is there is an AT for that. And whereas athletic trainers have a long history of providing quality health care for our area athletes, and whereas athletic trainers provide prevention of injuries, recognition, evaluation, and aggressive treatment, rehabilitation, healthcare administration, education, guidance, and compassionate care for all. And whereas leading organizations concerned with athletic training and healthcare have joined together in a common desire to raise public awareness of the importance of the athletic training profession and to emphasize the importance of quality healthcare within the aforementioned setting. And whereas such an effort will improve health care for athletes and those engaged in physical activities and promote athletic trainers as health professionals. Now, therefore, I, James B. Bulkley, Mayor of the City of Columbus, do hereby declare the month of March 2020 as National Athletic Training Month in Columbus, Nebraska, and I urge our residents to express their appreciation for our athletic trainers and learn more about the importance of athletic training. Thank you for all you do for our youth and for all you do for our community. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. We'll move on to public hearings.
Item 10A, public hearing, application of Family Dollar Incorporated doing business as Family Dollar Store number 25650 for a Class B liquor license at 2007 23rd Street.
Is there anyone here to speak against this public hearing? And I guess I might state that the staff has recommended that this public hearing be, or that this application be denied, but I don't.
We can discuss that after the public hearing.
After the public hearing? All right. Anyone here speak for the public hearing? Please do come forward.
Mayor, Council. I believe my name is Jonathan Crumley, and my address is 1100 Circle 75 Parkway, Atlanta, Georgia, 30339. It's a pleasure being here today, and congratulations, Councilmember Freshour. Welcome aboard, I guess. Did send you guys a letter. Hopefully I missed your new appointment, so you did not get it unless somebody passed it to you, but wanted to address the report from your police department, which is a very good, thorough report. But there were some data and information that I dug up through Family Dollar, through their stores nationwide and also here in Nebraska. First, the closed-circuit television, surveillance cameras, was a big issue, which is understandable and a good issue that they pointed out. Policy of Family Dollar is to have those cameras installed before any store is fully licensed to sell alcohol, beer or wine. Turns out over the weekend they committed to having done by May. My understanding, as I flew up this morning and got word from the manager of asset protection, Mr. Dan Fullerton, that they were actually already installed at this store and were turned on and operational as of this morning. So hopefully that issue is put to rest and properly addressed to y'all's satisfaction. That was raised in a broader issue of potential increased shoplifting as a concern, a legitimate concern of the police department and a legitimate concern for any vendor or business that engages in alcohol sales or other sales. Mr. Fullerton also looked through and reviewed the records of Family Dollar, drilling down specifically on the 42 Nebraska stores here in the state. And what he determined based on internal reporting is that there is a very infrequent rate of shoplifting in general at Family Dollar stores. Within those 42 total stores here, 12 in the state are licensed to sell alcohol. Those stores experience the exact same level of shoplifting, which he determined to be less than one report per year for these stores. And that goes back over the past 2 years. He hasn't done a comprehensive, 20-year history, but we figured the last couple of years would be a good indicator of the current status of that issue and that concern. So with those data points out there, we just would ask that the council consider that as they contemplate responding to this application. I also provided some additional information on just the general policies of Family Dollar that are implemented nationwide. They do require a very significant training. There's an internal training program they use in states or localities that do not require national training, like TIPS or some bars or some other programs like that. Where the states or the localities do require additional training, they fully comply with that and sometimes go above and beyond. They also have a program where they pay to have essentially secret shoppers come to all stores that are licensed and test to whether or not the policies are complied with. And they track those, and they do also work on ensuring first, that the policies are all fully complied with, no underage sales, no sales to anybody that's visibly intoxicated, no sales outside of the local jurisdiction's timing and date requirements or day requirements. They have a very high success rate with that program and with their compliance policies. We also have with me today the current district manager, Terry Anheuser. His replacement, who will be starting as the district manager in about a week, I believe, week or two, 2 weeks, in the middle of the transition phase right now. Chris Curtis, and then a store manager, Elizabeth, is here as well. I'm a national consultant. I do this for Family Dollar in a lot of jurisdictions, so you guys may have specific questions about these stores that these folks are better suited to answer than I. I can certainly handle anything related to national policy, the company policy, and then the information that was gathered to respond to the report we received from your police department. Happy to answer any questions that you have.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I know you've focused on shoplifting as a violation. How many underage sales were ever reported in any of your stores?
In Nebraska?
Yes, sir.
None that I'm aware of.
None.
Because they also checked for any citations that were issued
Okay.
through in the state.
Thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Crumley, I did, after I received your email about the cameras being in and functional, I thought, well, this is too good to be true. So I took a trip up and went through the store. Gentleman said, yep, they're here, they are. And I said, okay, are they real or do they work? And he said, yes, they do, I can show you. And he took me in the back room and he showed me. They're up and they're functional, so I'm impressed. Thank you very much for doing that and getting it done as quickly as you can.
I appreciate that, and I'm just thankful that I got accurate information.
Yeah.
Any other questions from council members? Yes, sir.
Where will product be stored in the store?
Please come forward. We only because we have to. We got to get your name for the record, and we need to be able to hear you.
Terrence Anheuser. In all of our stores, the cold section is in the first 3 doors closest to the register. That gives us a direct line of sight to that product. If there is what we call a warm section, it is on an end cap that is directly in front of the register 1, because it's the closest one. It's the one that we always make sure that is manned all day long.
So product is readily visible to the
employees at the
to the
register,
employees or to the operator at the register.
Correct.
Right. Thank you.
Any other points or discussion for any of the Dollar Tree people? All right. Family Dollar? I'm sorry. Well, he had Dollar Tree on his coat.
Dollar Tree is the parent company. Yeah,
Come on,
they're the
okay?
same company.
I mean, come on. All right, see?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the hearing be closed.
Wait a minute, Ron.
Okay.
Anyone here, and we didn't have anyone here to speak for, so I apologize. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay, I move that the public hearing be closed and a recommendation be made to the Nebraska Liquor Control Commission to approve the application of Family Dollar Store number 25650 for a Class B liquor license contingent upon follow-up of the police department and satisfactory report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve contingent upon satisfactory follow-up report. I guess is that just to verify? What are you asking for?
We had a little sidebar before the meeting, and
Yeah.
the chief is gonna send the investigator back down to verify the
Come on up,
cameras.
come on up and.
Well,
tell
yeah,
us.
we just need to let the public understand what we're referring to.
Chuck Shear, Columbus Police Chief. The report that was sent to you was by Investigator Heath Haynes, who is typically our liquor license investigator to make those recommendations to council. When he went out and visited Family Dollar, there were a couple different instances that bothered him that caused him to send a denial recommendation to the council. Upon coming in here, I learned that this afternoon that Family Dollar had installed cameras. That I don't know. I'm taking that at face value. So before the police department would make any recommendation, I think we need to go out and do a follow-up investigation to ensure that those cameras are in fact up and operational. And there was an additional concern beside the cameras. Typically, there's only one person in the store at one time, and if they're on the other side of the store helping a customer, then there's nobody up front watching anybody that might be leaving through the entry exit, and that was a concern of the investigator as well. So if we go back out, we're going to talk about not just the security cameras, but what they're going to do to ensure staffing so that we don't have those issues. And then based upon that visit, we'll send back a follow-up recommendation to council.
Well, I guess I would have to ask legal if we're really accomplishing anything tonight if we're putting the motion in conjunction with a follow-up report where these people are asking for approval of their license or their permit.
Yeah, I think that your motion tonight would be to approve the application. If it's going to be based upon a follow-up report, then how would you know what that's going to say before it's written? If the department confirms that there are security cameras but don't confirm that there's more than one person there, then, I mean, your motion would have to be pretty detailed and complicated almost because you don't know what the report's going to say. So
Part of the motion is a satisfactory report, so, you know, if the police department comes back and says, they're not satisfied with it, well, then it'll be null and void.
I texted the investigator tonight and asked him to go out and take care of this at his earliest convenience. So we'll get this to you as soon as we can.
Well, my point is does it make anything, are we accomplishing anything tonight by doing that? I guess I'm asking that of the council or of legal.
yeah, I mean, if you're not prepared to vote on it tonight, it seems like you'd have to continue it to your next meeting when you have the full report. Either that or you approve it tonight based upon Mr. Barr's representation that he was there and
Right.
found them to be working.
I would also then add, just a caveat to this whole discussion, the council recommendation is just that, a council recommendation. The issuing of a liquor permit is done by the state, and they take our recommendation, it's their final decision. I mean, all we are doing is making a recommendation from our seat. It's not binding.
So can we close the hearing and eliminate that step going forward so that if we have to come back, we're only talking about the application? I guess because that's all we're talking about here is the hearing, to hear the information we're getting. The next step is to actually approve it. Is that correct?
If you close the hearing, then at your next meeting, if these gentlemen have anything further to say to clarify or to address the report, then the hearing's
happen.
been closed.
Okay.
So
All right.
you would probably want to continue the hearing until your next meeting if
We know
you're so
whether-
inclined to do that.
Or we need to get more specific about what a satisfactory report is. So is to the police department is a satisfactory report that the cameras are working, or is it both?
I think they're gonna have to show us both they have adequate staffing and the cameras together. Because if there's nobody at the front, then who's watching the cameras? And who's
Right,
watching
so-
the liquor cabinet?
So that's the police department's position. Does the council have the same position?
Yeah.
I guess we need to get into specifics about, is it cameras and staffing? Are you willing to have those conversations, or should we just wait until a further date?
My preference would be to wait to a further date to vote on approving the public hearing.
I spoke with a gentleman today that worked for both Maynard's and the Liquor Mart, and he said he never worked with anyone. He was always alone. So I don't know what's changed about both those establishments are gone, and I don't know what's changed in the time from there till today. But it would seem to me that if it was good then, it should be good now.
I understand. I'm just telling you, that was the investigator's concern, was that if they were on the other side of the store, then there'd be nobody up front with the liquor.
Understood.
Going back quickly, is the television being recorded? And records are being kept for a reasonable amount of time?
I don't know that without inspecting the system.
Well, he'll address that. He'll come up right behind you, Chief, and address that.
All right.
Yep, thank you.
Yes, they are being recorded, and I'm not aware of the policy of how long they're maintained, but I can absolutely find that out if Anheuser might know is off his top of
So
his head.
generally, all of our video is being monitored by corporate office. They can watch it at any given time. Our district manager, who will be taking over in 2 weeks, will be able to view that video whenever he needs to, but it's usually about a 30-day rollover. So if there's an issue, we definitely have enough time to research and find resolution to that issue. The staffing, if I may add, I feel like you're pretty well staffed. So as we talked about, mornings are generally that one person. And it's usually just the way Family Dollar, most retail works, is mornings is going to be a lower staffing matrix. Nighttimes, we generally like to have 2 people. We have an assistant manager or the store manager and a cashier. So 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, we're going to have that staffing. Life does happen, does cause issues, but for the most part, we are generally double-staffed every single night. That alleviates those questions.
Would like to also point out that the staffing of this store is comparable to the 12 other stores in Nebraska. They did the research on the shoplifting records for those stores.
And I guess, one of my thoughts would be you are the operators of that business. And I'm not sure where it is for us to tell you what your staffing needs need to be in that regard. I understand our concern for safeguarding our youth and underage, but we challenge you to do that. We can look to revoke your license.
Yes.
So I guess that's the other thing that I would lay out there is if misbehavior is there, your license could be gone. And so whether that's 1, 2, or 4 people in your store managing it, I think if the cameras are there and working, I think, it behooves you to staff that store adequately so that things don't happen.
We agree 100%.
And I would like to say observationally, well, I don't have the statistics for that. I've been with the company 9 years. My personal district in Colorado Springs, which is where I'm from, I'm just covering while he's in training. We've had alcohol for a while. We have 0. In 5 years that I've had alcohol, and I was the second one in Colorado to get the alcohol license, I had one person try to walk out with a beer. And we caught him as he was walking out the beer, because he opens up the door, you can see it. And I was actually the one working, and I was 3 aisles over. But I could hear the door. We have those little training things that we have in place. Like I said, 5 years, once did it happen. Not a statistic, but an observation.
Thank you. Do we still have that motion on the floor? Do we want to redo the motion? Is there any, what's the feeling of the council?
I think leave the motion on the floor.
Okay, do we have a second on the motion on the floor?
There's
There was a second, I'm sorry. All right, we have a motion and a second to approve as laid out with the stipulation.
Excuse me,
yes,
are we voting on the public hearing?
Yes, we're closing the public.
Just to clarify. Yep.
We're closing the public hearing. All those in favor signify by aye.
The motion included also making a recommendation contingent upon.
It was all at once. So should we do it as two items, or what is the best for you? Close the hearing and then have the motion?
Well, I think if you do it as one, you're passing or rejecting both at the same time, meaning the public hearing still is open, and then you decide what your next motion would be if it fails. If it passes, then you've closed the public hearing at the same time that you've passed the motion. If you do it as separate motions, then it's just a question of whether or not you're closing the public hearing. But if you do, then you're not continuing it to your next meeting, and it'll be closed then as of tonight.
Is it appropriate to put action with just closing a public hearing, though?
I'm not sure how you do.
Usually we do not.
Usually there's no action
We close
associated
it.
with
Liquor licenses we do.
on everyone?
Okay. All right, we are,
For staff's purposes, though, what is a satisfactory report? Because it's not going to come back. That's what I'm curious about. Is it
I'm
just that-
comfortable with verification of the cameras.
of the
working.
cameras?
Yeah.
That's what I think maybe the mayor was indicating. Maybe we amend the motion to say verification that cameras are installed and operational.
Okay, we can,
But that's not what the police chief is saying. He's saying the cameras are in and operational, and we have more staffing. So,
But that was-
according to these gentlemen, during the busy times, they have more staffing.
Yep, and it sounds like through discussion, maybe the council's okay with just the cameras being installed and them determining what their appropriate staffing is.
yes.
yeah, so do you want to reword it with,
Yeah.
for cameras only?
Contingent that the cameras have been in place.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion to close the hearing and move forward with approval contingent upon the cameras being installed, verification that the cameras are installed and operational. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right, that is correct. We have a motion and a second. All right. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay.
Aye.
There's a problem recording your,
Okay. Brent, did he vote? Did you vote?
have a problem recording.
There we
Okay.
go. There it is. Motion passes.
Item 10A1, application of Family Dollar Store number 25650 for Chad A. Thomas as the manager in conjunction with the liquor license.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the application of Family Dollar Store number 25650 for Chad A. Thomas as manager in conjunction with liquor license be approved contingent upon approval of liquor license application.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the application of Chad A. Thomas contingent upon the approval of the liquor license application. Any,
Now I can't get my motion from the previous item off my, and I even voted again and it still didn't do anything.
Troy was having that trouble too. Okay. Just give me a thumbs up or down how you want to vote, and then I'll enter it for you.
any discussion? Seeing none, all those signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to new business.
Item 16A, application of La Familia Lopez Incorporated.
I can't move.
Check one, just
What?
just vote yes and close.
Yeah, but I can't do anything. It won't move any, I can't go to the next agenda, I can't do anything.
Try voting. It's just,
I did.
won't do any.
that what you're doing?
Liquor causes a
No,
lot
mine
of
didn't
problems.
come up with that sense.
Haven't even had
It's
a
still
drink.
circling,
A lot going on.
but I'm able to move now, whereas originally I couldn't.
I'll have to give him a call tomorrow and
Okay.
make that work.
Thank you.
You got
Thank
magic
you.
fingers.
No, we have smarter people on this end.
Okay. Item 16A, application of La Familia Lopez Incorporated doing business as El Tapatio Mexican Restaurant, 2721 13th Street, for Fernando Lopez as manager in conjunction with a Class C liquor license.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the application of La Familia Lopez be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? That's great. Thanks. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Item 16B, application of Casey's Retail Company doing business as Casey's 3089 11188 8th Street, Casey's 2881 2903 23rd Street, Casey's 1965 2671 33rd Avenue, and Casey's 1177 3821 Howard Boulevard for Christopher C. Scheich as the manager in conjunction with the Class D liquor license. Sorry. I don't
Was
know
that
if it's
good? Close?
Close for good.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I move the application of Casey's number 3089-2881, 1965 and 1177 for Christopher C. Scheich as manager in connection with their liquor license be approved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to do all that. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Item 16C, comments from the mayor and city council members. In compliance with the Open Meetings Act, no discussion may be held on this item.
Any comments from council members this evening?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
You would.
You'll remember, back in, and it was 21, and early in the year, the mayor and I attended a fundraiser at Ernabad Steber Paws and Claws. And the young man, who is self-energized, to say the least, will be back and running another fundraiser for Ernabad Steber Paws and Claws. It'll be Thursday, March 23rd, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. There will be challenge games, there will be pies in the face, there will be.
Thank you.
It's a great time for 3 hours. It's a lot of fun. He's more energized than you can imagine. He's on 220 instead of 12 volt like the rest of us. But anyway, for all the council members, mayor and administrator, if you'll come over and take a pie in the face, I'll donate $25 for every one of you. So that's the challenge. That's my challenge to you guys.
If I bring all my students over, since we have school that day, I can bring like a whole group of kids over?
Well,
They get a
how many
laugh.
pies can you take?
I was thinking the mayor myself. I'm just supervising.
He has taken them, and he'll take them again. You know, it is happening. I would just like to add a shout out to our community. I was able to participate and be part of just an unbelievable event on Saturday at the One C Church. They put together. Hope for Haiti is what it's called, and through the organization of 1C, they put out a call to the community, and that's really why I'm complimenting is our community that came together, and I mean all walks of life, old, young, Catholic, Protestant, Lutheran. I mean, it was amazing. 200 plus people that gathered from 9:30 to 12:30 on a Saturday, when I know those 200 people probably had many other things they could have been doing. But they put together 80,000 meals. 80,000 meals in that time period. It was just amazing. Makes you feel good to be part of Columbus. So with that, we'll move on to new business. Oh, I'm sorry, we're moving on to resolutions. Yeah, we are, well, old business, I guess, okay.
Item 17A, resolution number R23-44, approving addendum to the collective bargaining agreement December 1, 2019 through December 31st, 2024, with the City of Columbus Police Department Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Number 72 to amend the residency requirement to state that there be no residency requirement.
Mr. Mayor, I move resolution number R23-44 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R23-44. Any discussion? I will say before we pass this that, you know, this is one of those items that because of the times we live in, we have to look at these kind of changes. I'm not happy that we have to allow our first responders to live outside of our community, but we do to be able to get the quality of first responders we need. And because of that, I think this is a change in our policy that makes sense. And as I said earlier, because of the times that we are in. We have a very good group of first responders. We want to maintain that. And if this is one of those small changes in our requirements that allows us to do it, let's move forward with it and go. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 17B, resolution number R23-45, approving the addendum to the interlocal cooperation 911 emergency communications equipment sharing agreement to provide for a one-time fee for operational readiness testing, with the Columbus Platte County Joint Communications Center share of the cost being $9,134.66.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of resolution number R23-45.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number R23-45. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned.